What is up, guys? Looks like we got some Megacolony news today for Vanguard 0. Even after giving you those great nature decks, this news finally dropped. We're going to go over the new cards and see how well they're going to benefit in Zero's format. So without further ado, let's get this started with another triple rare Machining Sparking Hercules. It's a limit break 4. If all your opponent's units are rested, counterblast 2 to paralyze one of your opponent's rear guards, and this unit gets plus 10,000 power and plus 1 critical. So you paralyze a rear guard and you get a crit. Soul Blast 1, it's a 1 turn. To rest all of your opponent's rear guards, and this gets 2,000 power until the end of the turn. Call a Machina through the soul. So now this is an added effect. That is amazing. So we're going to be able to call a Machina from the soul. So whatever Machina helps us restand, or whatever Machina gets called out to restand a unit, we're going to be seeing a lot of those combos. We're probably going to see some newer units that benefit from the rest. If they get called, you can restand a unit at rest so it can attack. So that is good to see. Machine Warsicle. This one's a good one. When it attacks a Vanguard, CB2, paralyze your opponent's Vanguard. So now the Vanguard is getting paralyzed. At the start of your opponent's next ride phase, they have to discard a card. So this is legit Zombaku, but now it's a better Zombaku because now your opponent's Vanguard is going to stay rested until, they actually restand, which is good. The Vanguard won't restand. They have to pitch a card to actually ride a G3. So that's the only way to get out of this paralysis. So technically they have to pitch to ride, but if they don't have a G3, that means they're going to be limited to 2 attacks. So their Vanguard legit becomes a strike-in, which means they won't have a trigger to boost with, or if you have 2 intercepts, guess what? You won't take any damage, which is really good. So Warsicle is actually adding a lot of stuff here. He also has an effect when placed, you can CB1 and then call 2 Machinas from the soul at rest. So now Machinas in the soul are going to matter, because once you call them, they have special effects. When they get called from the soul, their effects will activate. Also, Hercules and Warsicle came with 2 effects. This unit can ignore intercepts of paralyzed units. So this unit can ignore intercepts of paralyzing rear guards. So if the rear guards are paralyzed, that means they can attack the Vanguard. So if the whole front row is paralyzed, guess what? That's 2 attacks on the Vanguard without attacking an intercept, and that's actually really good in the long run for Megacolony. Megacolony is going to get a little bit more crazy now. The fact that paralyzing this is like having an intercept killer in Narukami. So now that there's 2 paralyzed units in the front, now your units are going to be able to attack bypass. So if this is like 5th damage and you paralyze the entire front row, you play a couple of intercept bypassers, you kind of win the match. There is no intercepts when it comes to the new Megacolony, which is great. Unrivaling Blade, Cyclamatooth. So this is the break right. At the start of when Rotopomp, paralyze all of your opponent's rear guards, including the Vanguard. At the start of your opponent's next ride phase, your opponent may discard a card from their hand, and if they did not discard the card, they cannot no more ride, which means, again, this is a break ride, lets you paralyze without spending the CB2 first. So obviously they can't do it. So Cyclamatooth does it the first time, and then Warsicle can do it a 3rd time, well, a 2nd time, and a possible 3rd time. So they have to keep discarding, and once they're out of G3s, obviously that Vanguard will be paralyzed, so you'll be kind of safe from a lot of their attacks. So that's interesting to see Megacolony get some updates here. So we do get the new Machina Forerunner. It's little B. Put this unit into your soul to stand one of your resting machine rear guards and draw a card. So now there's plussing in Megacolony. Very good plussing, mind you. So this is going to help a lot. This restands rear guards that you call from the soul. So when it comes to Sparking Hercules, where obviously Counterblast 2, and then you do Soul Blast, rest all of your opponent's Soul Blast 1 to call a Machina, and that Machina could possibly restand, so on and so forth, if your Machina was rested. Warsicle, same thing, except he's an actual CB unit to call him, but he's a CB1 to call 2 Machinas. But again, you're going to be calling the B anyways, because the B is going to keep going back into the soul to be used. And the other thing about B is he has an effect if he's in the drop zone, you pull Soul Blast 2 to put this card into your soul. So no matter what, B will always be in your soul, in a sense, if you have the soul for it and you have everything prepped for it. B is going to let you plus and get a lot of your pieces, especially intercept killers. With the Machina support, which we have now, there's a lot of good units, the 10k boosters, 12k attackers. And now with the way to actually keep recycling and drawing cards, you'll be able to actually get a good amount of plussing now with Machina. I like it. Cyclamatooth is good, and Warsicle's actually good. But Hercules is really standing out for me for that final turn push. Once all the rear guards are set, you just play 2 units that can bypass intercepts, and you're good to go. You win the match. That's like a final turn push in my opinion, since the intercepts are down. But these are only a couple of cards. There's probably a couple more Machinas we're going to get this set that might bypass intercepts as well. So with that being said, we're probably going to get Machina G2s that bypass intercepts. We're going to get a lot of units that are possibly going to bypass intercepts because of the unit in the front being paralyzed. So now Megacolony is going to be very annoying. They're like an entire Zombaku deck that's annoying as fudge now, because now you're forced to ride the G3, or if you don't have any more G3s, you're kind of stuck with only 2 attacks at the end of the day, and there is no trigger support. So you get what you get, and you gotta pray your opponent doesn't hit a trigger, because guess what? You possibly won't hit a trigger, and if your opponent has 2 intercepts, yeah, your opponent's possibly gonna live for a turn. I'm not going to say that's better than mine, but it's something. It's really good for Megacolony. They got really annoying with these effects, but they're beautiful effects. Calling 2 Machinas, freaking Soul Blast for a Machina. Obviously, you can get a freaking Bumblebee, so on and so forth, little B. I mean, I like it. Stand one of your other rest Machina rear guards, and then you're just doing work. So there's going to possibly be other G2s that maybe call a Machina at rest, or like this is like very recyclable with other units. We'll have to wait and see. I love where this is going with this unit. Really is. So yeah, Warsicle, definitely very strong Vanguard too. I mean, this keeps the opponent discarding cards. You can always limit, and obviously this does give you units to actually use because cards are going in your soul, so you can use said Machina units. For just a CB1, you call 2, and obviously you're going to draw 1 with Little B. So the point with Warsicle is he's a strong combo beat stick with Little B. That's what makes Warsicle amazing. It's legit CB1 to call 2 units, then put B back in the soul, stand your other unit that's at rest, and then draw a card. There's a lot of good plussing with this. You're possibly going to be getting a lot of your PGs through just this effect alone. Only sad part is there's no self-damager. Obviously, you have to work for the LB4, or your opponent denies you until they're ready to do stuff. I like it. But Hercules is definitely good in the sense of the Soul Blast to rest all the rear guards and then call a Machina from your soul at rest. So I'm guessing if you Soul Blast the B, I mean, obviously it's going to be like a recycling type situation. But yeah, it's going to be really nice to draw a card, call a card, and then just do a lot more combos. I like where Megacolony is going. They're possibly going to be a pretty good... I would say it would be pretty on par now with a lot of the decks here. I mean, Paralyzing Vanguard. I mean, Revengers, if they don't have enough cards, say they're down to 2 cards, they have to pitch a card, ride Raging Form. You're technically minusing Raging Form, like, units at that point, so you limit Revengers with the new Paralysis effect. And if they don't have cards for it, they have to pitch cards, so on and so forth. Obviously, they're going to pitch their heals, or it just depends. But at least if they try to eat for Raging Form, they technically already lost a card from the bless of a card, so on and so forth. Yeah, just keeping a unit paralyzed is really good, and obviously, this is gonna be fun. If you this unit, Warsicle is actually good against Nouvelle, due to the fact that Nouvelle is the only G4 in Kagros. So if you paralyze Nouvelle with this, technically it won't restand unless your opponent didn't Persona Blast or has the other one in their hand. So if you're fighting Nouvelle, this unit's going to be the best counter pick because you can't ride on top of Nouvelle unless you have another G4. So you're legit paralyzing their Vanguard. As long as you have 2 intercepts, you'll possibly be good to go. But obviously that's the point of retiring. You're still going to need PGs, but they have retire units. But at the end of the day, just paralyzing is going to be really funny and fun with Warsicle. And it's going to be really great. Hercules is definitely not bad either. It's nice crit pressure. I mean push, and then once all units are paralyzed, you just like swing at the Vanguard for game with all your units. You don't have to worry about intercepts, so on and so forth. I do like where this is going. I can't wait to see more cards that are going to be announced because Little B's already looking solid as hell of drawing a card while putting this back in the soul. That is pretty lit. I'm not gonna lie. Machinas is looking really good right now. Bypassing intercepts is always godly in Zero's format, and now that Megacolony is about to have that life of luxury with the new units, they could be a threat now. They could be the new Naru, but stronger, faster, and much more annoying with the paralysis ability. Oh yeah. People are going to sleep on Cycling the Tooth. I hope they don't, because this legit is a free lock. Well, not lock, a free paralysis on the Vanguard. And then if you have Vorsicle, again, paralysis again, so on and so forth. So you're mostly limiting your opponents to like discards to a bare minimum. If they can't discard, then it's just one attack. Or two attacks, depending on what they have as rear guards. But like I said, if they don't have the plays, they might be dead. So thank you, Ali, for all this good stuff to show you guys all the new cards that are coming to Megacolony. This looks exciting. I'm excited for some new stuff, some new machinas about to put in some work. Thanks for watching, guys. Y'all be good. Y'all stay safe. Thanks for watching this video and my opinion on the new Megacolony stuff. All this is looking pretty solid, especially with the new updated effects of calling and bypassing intercepts. That's going to be the real clutch of Megacolony now. The bypass of intercepts, especially when they're on 5th damage. Yeah, that's going to be the real calling there. Definitely because of Hercules, rest everything for a Soul Blast 1, and you get a Call of Machina at rest, which who knows what it'll be depending on all the new cards that they will be announcing shortly. Thanks for watching, guys. Be good. Stay safe. Until next time. Peace.